If you are over 70, here is something your daily walk cannot do. It cannot target the muscles in your lower legs with the same focused, controlled loading they need to stay strong. Walking is valuable for your heart, your mood, and your bones. But 5 simple seated moves can challenge your calves, thighs, ankles, and feet in ways a walk does not reach, and you can do every one of them from a kitchen chair. No gym, no equipment, no getting on the floor. And because you stay seated, your balance never limits what your legs can accomplish. Seated exercises are not the easy version of the real thing. For your legs, they are the precise version. Your calf muscles compress veins that push blood back toward the heart against gravity. Clinicians call this the calf muscle pump. After a night of sleep or a long afternoon in a chair, that pump has been quiet. These 5 moves wake it up and strengthen the muscles that keep it running, starting from the ankles and working up through the thighs. The first one takes about 30 seconds, and most people feel it working right away. Number 1. Ankle pumps. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Keep your heels planted and lift the front of your feet toward your shins. Then press the front down and lift your heels off the floor. Think of a slow gas pedal. Press and release at a pace you can control comfortably. Each pump flexes and extends your ankle through its comfortable range. That motion contracts the muscles surrounding the veins in your lower leg and helps move blood upward. After hours of stillness, whether from sleep, reading, or television, your circulation has been working without much muscular help. Ankle pumps give it a gentle restart. Start with 10 slow pumps. Keep your breathing easy and your knees relaxed. If one ankle feels stiff or has less range than the other, work it at whatever motion feels comfortable. A smaller controlled pump does more useful work than a forced one that makes you brace or grip the chair. This is also a move you can repeat throughout the day. After a long phone call, during a commercial break, or while waiting for the kettle. Every set is another round of calf pump activation that a walk may not deliver with the same focused repetition. Walking works the calf rhythmically, but the motion is quick and shared across many muscles. The pump isolates the job. The next move targets the same muscles harder, and it trains a deep muscle that drew serious attention from metabolism researchers. Number 2. Seated heel raises. Stay in your chair with both feet flat. This time, keep the balls of your feet planted and lift both heels as high as you comfortably can. Hold at the top for a full second. Feel the calves tighten. Then lower your heels with control instead of letting them drop. That slow lowering does as much strengthening work as the lifting. The muscle driving most of this contraction is the soleus, a deep calf muscle that runs from below your knee toward your heel. It sits underneath the larger calf muscle you can see and feel. The soleus contains a high proportion of endurance-oriented fibers, which means it handles repetition well and can respond to training even in your 70s and 80s. It is sometimes called the second heart because of how much it helps push blood upward from the lower leg against gravity. Researchers at the University of Houston studied a specialized version of this movement, performed continuously under controlled laboratory conditions, and reported notable metabolic effects. Their protocol was more intense than a brief set of heel raises at the kitchen table, but it trains the very same muscle. Your version builds the foundation. Aim for 10 to 15 slow repetitions. If your calves feel the work but your ankles and knees feel fine, you are in the right range. Rest for a minute, then repeat if you feel steady. If your ankles click or your knees complain at any point in the range, shorten the motion and stay where it feels like muscle effort, not joint complaint. Those first 2 moves focus on the lower leg. Number 3 brings the thigh and hip into the picture, and it gets your heart rate up just enough to notice. Number 3. Seated marching. Sit toward the front of your chair with your back tall and both feet flat on the floor. Lift one knee toward your chest, then lower it and lift the other. Alternate at a steady rhythm, like marching slow motion while seated. Let your arms swing gently at your sides or rest your hands on your thighs. This brings the larger muscles of your legs into the work. Your hip flexors lift the knee. Your quadriceps and subs control the lowering. Your core muscles hold you upright in the chair. Those larger muscles demand more blood flow when they contract, which means your heart has to push a bit harder to supply them. You may feel your breathing pick up slightly. That is normal and useful. Walking does use these muscles, but it spreads the effort across forward motion, balance, arm swing, and terrain management. Seated marching isolates the leg lift and lets you control the pace without worrying about uneven ground, weather, or fatigue sending you far from home. For the muscles themselves, the contraction is direct and repeatable. March for 30 seconds at a comfortable pace, rest for 15 seconds, and march again. Gradually work toward 3 rounds as the movement feels more familiar. Keep the rhythm smooth and steady. If one hip feels tight or sore, lift that knee only as high as it travels without forcing. The goal is continuous, comfortable motion, not a high step. Think of it as a conversation between your legs and your heart. The 4th move shifts from motion to control, and it trains the muscle most responsible for getting you out of a chair on your own. Number 4. Seated knee extensions. Sit back in your chair with your thighs fully supported on the seat. Slowly straighten one leg out in front of you until your knee is as straight as it comfortably goes and your foot lifts off the ground. Hold for 2 full seconds and feel the muscle on top of your thigh tighten. Then lower the foot slowly. That controlled lowering builds strength just as much as the lifting phase. The muscle doing this work is your quadriceps, the large group on the front of your thigh that controls straightening the knee. Every time you rise from a chair, climb a stair, step off a curb, or push yourself up from the edge of the bed, your quadriceps produce the force that makes it possible. When they weaken, those daily tasks start to feel uncertain. Your hands begin doing work your legs should handle, and that trade makes independence harder to keep. Walking works the quadriceps, but only through a limited range of knee motion. A seated knee extension takes the muscle through a wider arc and lets you hold the contraction at the top. Something walking never demands. That focused loading makes this one of the most productive leg exercises you can do without standing up. Do 10 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other. Slow down the lowering if you want more challenge without adding weight. If the front of your knee feels pinched, shorten the range and stay in the zone that feels like muscle effort rather than joint strain. 2 sets on each side is a solid starting point, and adding a light ankle weight later is an easy way to progress without changing anything else about the setup. If you are finding this useful, take a moment to subscribe. There are more simple routines like this on the channel every week, all made for staying strong and independent as the years go on. The last move is the one most people skip because it sounds too simple. But your feet are the foundation everything else is built on, and this trains them directly. Number 5. Toe curls and toe spreads. Stay seated with your feet flat on the floor. Take your shoes off so your toes can move freely. First, spread all 10 toes apart as wide as you can. Hold that spread for 3 seconds, then release. Next, curl your toes under, like you are trying to grip the floor beneath you. Hold that curl for 3 seconds, then release. Alternate between spreading and curling for 10 repetitions of each. The small muscles inside your feet are called intrinsics, and they do more work than you might expect for their size. They help control the arch, stabilize the forefoot during steps, and send constant feedback to your brain about the surface under you. That feedback is part of how your body manages balance. When those muscles weaken from disuse, your balance has to lean harder on your eyes and your inner ear, both of which may also be changing with age. Training the feet directly gives your balance system better raw material to work with. If your toes do not spread well at first, that is common. The motion often improves noticeably with a few weeks of practice. Try this one during television, while reading, or before bed. Each session strengthens the foot muscles and wakes up the nerve pathways that keep your brain connected to the ground beneath you. Barefoot or in thin socks either works. Just make sure the surface under your feet is clean and not slippery. The movement should feel like a gentle effort in the sole of your foot, not a cramp. If a toe cramp starts, stop and stretch the foot gently until it passes. Then return to the exercise with less intensity. Now put the 5 together. Ankle pumps, seated heel raises, seated marching, knee extensions, and toe work. Run through all 5 in order. That should take 8 to 12 minutes depending on your pace and how much rest you take between moves. If the circuit feels manageable, repeat it a second time. 2 rounds, 3 times a week, with a rest day between sessions, is enough to build a meaningful training habit. You do not need all 5 to start. If 3 feel good and 2 feel like too much right now, do the 3. Come back to the others when your body is ready. Each move trains a different part of the leg, but any single move on its own still has value. The ankle pumps and heel raises in particular are worth doing daily, even on rest days, because the calf pump benefits from frequency more than intensity. Set up your space before you begin. Use a sturdy chair against a wall so it cannot slide. Clear loose rugs and clutter from around your feet. Keep good lighting so you can watch your own form. Those details are small, but they turn the routine into something that feels secure and repeatable. Walking remains one of the best things you can do for your whole body. If you enjoy your daily walk and it is safe for you, keep it going. What walking does not do is isolate the individual muscles, joints, and nerve pathways in your legs with the kind of controlled focus that builds targeted strength. When you walk, your legs work as a coordinated team. That teamwork is valuable. But if one part of the team is weaker than the rest, walking alone may not load it enough to catch up. Seated exercises separate each piece and give it focused attention. Your calves get direct work through ankle pumps and heel raises. Your quads get loaded through a wider range with knee extensions. Your hips get rhythmic work through seated marching. Your feet get specific training that walking on flat surfaces rarely asks of them. And because you are seated, your balance never limits the effort your legs can produce. That is the advantage these 5 moves offer over a walk. Precision you can control, repeated in a chair you trust. If any exercise causes sharp pain, sudden dizziness, persistent swelling, or a symptom that was not there before, stop that exercise and mention it at your next doctor visit. Muscle effort that settles with rest is expected. A warning from a joint is a reason to pause, not push through. Tomorrow, sit in your kitchen chair and try the ankle pumps and heel raises. 3 minutes, no equipment, no risk of falling. If your legs respond well and feel normal afterward, add seated marching next time. Build the routine 1 move at a time and let the habit grow at its own pace. Your legs have carried you for over 70 years. These 5 moves are a way of returning the favor. If this was helpful, there are more gentle routines like it on the channel. Subscribe so the next one finds you, and I will see you in the next video.